Hello, welcome to Horror Monster Collectibles, where today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Prime 1 Studios Big Game Cover Art Predator. Now this is the DXS version. There's an edition size of 800. This is the store exclusive with the Combi stick. And it is inspired by the comic cover art by Dark Horse. Even though it's basically a original Predator in disguise. I think that they got around licensing by saying that it's a big game cover art, but basically it's the OG Predator. Although it does have some elements like the net full of human skulls and the prey spinal cord that kind of reflects the Dark Horse cover art. It has LED light up function with the plasma caster, the biomass mask targeting laser, and then the wrist gauntlet, and it comes with 4 alternate portraits and 3 headstands and 4 interchangeable left hands. It is a large piece. It's 28 inches tall, about 18.5 inches wide, and about 17 inches deep, and it's very, very, very heavy. So let's go ahead and spin this around and take a closer look at assembling this giant beast. Alright guys, so I am going to get the boring stuff out of the way and show you the assembly instructions. You can pause on the screen if needed. And I like showing this kind of stuff because years from now somebody may have this and they don't have the instructions to it. So I like to kind of show this stuff for those individuals like myself who may lose this in the future. That covers the front, and here's a look at the back. Basically there's a lot to this thing. It looks like a royal pain in the butt, and I'm probably going to break up this assembly over a couple days because I'm feeling quite lazy. But you can see also on the bottom of here how all of the parts are packed in the trays and everything that it comes with, which is a lot. Alright, so obviously first up we have the base, and there is no attachments to this yet. I just wanted to show you guys how it comes, which there's a whole lot of detail in through here, which I really like, although some stuff doesn't really match, and I'm probably going to have to repaint. And also overall it's pretty dry. Like if we look through here, I think that it's supposed to show that the bark is off of this part, but it looks just oddly colored to me, so I may add some darker browns to that. Coming down through here, very good detail on the root system and on the animal skulls here. And I figured it'd probably be easier to show you this before I put a bunch of attachments on. This little blood splatter here. And it is kind of flat. So I have a feeling like I will add some gloss, especially because you can see here, hopefully, I don't know if you can catch or not, but they have like a clear resin in here to mimic standing water. And I feel like if this area is wet, there's be some other areas that would have a gloss on there. So I am going to add that here and there. And then also maybe just while I'm at it, just give the base just a little bit more depth, although it looks really cool. Let's get a close up here on the scorpion. Which does have a nice little gloss to him. Come down here through the root system of the base. Again, just tons and tons of detail throughout here. Lots of texture. And I know it seems boring that I'm spending so much time on a base, but I feel like there's a lot to go over on this. And this is going to be a long review, so I apologize in advance. All right, so the first step is to get the Predator onto the base. And obviously he comes complete as far as this far. And after a bit of work and struggle, I have a little bit of a fitment issue here with getting his foot all the way seated in here. And I think I'm going to have to get out the Dremel and get him all the way in there. But he is plenty secure for now. So we're just going to move on. And then obviously this other foot just rests on top of the rock. It's got some felt padding underneath there. So let's go ahead and look at the body. As far as how he comes. Complete. And one nitpick here would be is that his skin tone is very flat. Some people are adding some gloss to him, and I honestly think that that's a pretty good idea. Let me show you the gauntlet real quick. I have already put in some batteries. If I can get that out, it's just a little magnet fit, and there is the inside of there. Let me just put that back on there like that. Lit up. I'll show you this all lit up later on, but that's what it looks like. And there is some bleed through here. And what I'm going to have to do is back that with black all around there on the inside to get that to look better. Come back here through the back. Overall, I'd have to say really nice detailing and weathering. Come down here. This is a resin, but it really looks it looks the part as far as being a leather or a pleather type of material, but it is all sculpted. And I will obviously show you detailed views when he's all assembled, but I wanted to show you quickly what he looks like just out of the styrofoam box. So overall, really nice, although he's not perfect, but he's not terrible either. In fact, I think he's pretty darn great so far. He's got a little bit of wet sheen to him, maybe like a satin, but I want to put a gloss on there. So there he is so far. All right, so there are 5 attachments to the base. There's a snake and 4 pieces of wood. So I'm just gonna walk you through that real quick. We're gonna start with the snake because I want to show you him real quick. If I can keep him in focus. But I like the coloring on him. And I like the way he's painted. But he just won't stay in focus. So anyway, he goes right on here. There's a little keyed magnet feature. There is the snake. All right, so now we are going to attach the right hand. Here is an up close look at the right hand. Again, could use some gloss here on spots where the glove has the open skin. Great coloring on here, great sculpt work. It looks really, really well done. It's a magnet feature, so we're going to go ahead and key that in, just like so. Now here is a look at the two blades. Again, nice weathering on here. They are metal. We have a little key feature here, and they include some little space sponges here. I'll get them on for you. Just some little foam, sticky stuff to put around here if you have a loose fit. We'll see if these fit tightly for me. All right, mine fit in there very well, and I did not have a need for the space sponges. Up next are the 3 trophy bones that go around the torso. This one is around the waist. And they are tied very loosely so that you can get them on easy, and then I will tie them up and remove the slack after I get them on for you. So that's the waist. Here is the chest. Which has lots of really good detailing in there. I'm going to show you the order that they go on. This guy here, slide this over the neck, like so. We're going to tie all that up here in a second. And then here is the neck. All right, so next up, we'll look at the back half of the sculpt for the classic biomask with the targeting laser that lights up. And obviously this is just a blank insert. Come back through here. All of the dreads on the 4 portraits are basically the same shape and design. And there is some flexibility here with these guys so that they don't break off. I assume they're made of like a PVC or a vinyl. So we'll set this aside. I'll show you the biomask. To me, it's not that far off from the movie. Now, obviously, this is a big game statue, but it's kind of like a OG Predator in disguise release. I think they did that for marketing purposes, licensing purposes. Now you can see that there's a lot of texture here, probably a little bit too much. It does kind of have a stone feel to it, but the color looks better in person than it's showing through in photos or the video here. Back here is a strong magnet attached, and then we have 2 AA's, and then it lights up through this pseudo button. Just like that. And so it attaches to the back plate like that. And you're all set. It is very heavy, I will say that. They do ask you to make sure that the dreads are out of the way when you key it into the torso. So let's get it on there. Up next is the plasma caster, which does also have a light up function. It's good sculpt on here. Nice detailing. It does open up this way. And I am currently waiting on batteries. So later today I'll get this lit up for you, which will be in record time for you guys, but a long time for me. And at the end of this review, I will do 360 video of all the swap outs. But let's get this guy on here real quick. Like so. And just show you guys the classic biomask and the plasma caster. This is the open hand, then there's the hand holding the spinal cord and the hand holding the net with skulls. And then the store exclusive is the hand holding the Combi stick. And of course the spinal cord and the trophy skull net being from the Dark Horse comic cover art. So let's get this guy on. Here's a brief shot of what he looks like with just that hand. And here is obviously the hand holding the spinal cord. Now this comes in 5 different pieces. I just went ahead and pre-assembled it. Obviously this is all one piece, then the rest of the spinal cord is a separate piece, and then each of the meaty strings are separate. But this looks nice and gnarly. And while I feel like this is pretty classic to have with him, I really feel like I'm probably going to like the Combi stick better. So let's get this on. And here is just a quick look with the spinal cord. All right, so next up is the hand holding the net with skulls. So let's look at the skulls real quick before we put them in the net. Now you get 6 skulls with this statue with 3 different designs. So they're each duplicated twice. And we have pretty good detailing through here. This one has a visible cut across the cranium. So we have 2 of those, and this is more of like a standard non-sliced skull. You notice we have a different tooth design here. But again, good detailing, good depth throughout here, and I like the shading. And then we have finally the 3rd burnt skull. Obviously like a plasma hit or something did this guy in. And there's different ways you can do this. You can put all of them in the net, or you can do 3 and then put 3 skulls on the base. It's really however you want to do it. I'm gonna put 3 in the net and just show you the net real quick. And here is the net. I have the skulls placed in the net. And they ask that you do a good job on tying this around. I've kind of just got stuck on there for now because I'm not going to go with this. I just want to kind of get it wrapped up there for display for you guys, so I'll get it on the statue real quick. And again, a quick video of it set up. I will say there's a very strong magnet engagement for all of these left hands, and I think it's all due to how heavy this net with skulls is, but I really don't have any fear of it falling off because of the engagement. Again, all those skulls are like solid resin, so it's got pretty good weight to them. And lastly, we have the DXS version with the hand holding the Combi stick. It comes in 3 separate pieces, as obviously you can see. Again, I'm really digging the paint apps, and definitely the sculpt. Could be just a little bit wetter through there. So I feel like it would be worthwhile to add a gloss coat to it. So obviously that's the center. Let's take a quick look at the 2 ends, which are non-metal. this has a great tone to it. Looks like a bronze. So that's the one half. We'll take a look at the other half. And this thing is massive. I mean, you can see this is half of it. And here is just again a quick view with the Combi stick installed, which you're going to need display room if you're using that piece because it's huge. All right, up next I'm going to show you the other 3 alternate portraits, which is the Gort mask, the open mouth and closed mouth. Now you get 3 display stands to display all of the alternate portraits. All of the display stands are the same. So let's just take a look at this one real quick, which I really like the tones used in this, and I also really like the sculpt. But it's a really cool inclusion to be able to display all of your alternate portraits along next to your statue. You really get a lot with this piece. All right, so here is the Gort, which I feel like they knocked it out of the park on this one. Really just the classic bio mask is just a little bit off. Again, nothing major. Nothing that anybody's ever going to come over to your house and be like, hey, that bio mask doesn't look right. You're never going to get that. But with hardcore fans, they'll be able to pick it out. Overall, though, I feel like it looks great. And this is what it looks like back underneath here. Again, all the dreads are laid out the same, obviously, because it has the same torso position. And here we have the open mouth, obviously. Which is a little too brown. But I feel like overall, they did a great job with it. I did have a broken mandible, though, out of the box, which I had to glue back on. This guy right here was broken off, and I had to reattach him. There's nice detailing and vein work inside the mouth. And I do like the translucent teeth. And again, really just more of the same in the back here, the dreads. And then finally we have the closed mouth portrait, which is probably my favorite of the 4. Again, I'm happy with the paint app. Not perfect up through here. Again, a little too brown, I feel like. But overall, I really like it. The quills, maybe a little bit on the larger side. And they are made out of a soft material, probably like a PVC material, as to not break, which I appreciate. And I'll come back through here, the back, the head. Again, more of the same, but I really, really, really love this portrait. All right, up next is the foliage, and as you can see, it's all laid out here, starting with A and ending with M. And I did the same thing for myself here on my counter just to help the process along. This is going to be a pain in the butt. Most of them do have wires on there, so you can kind of pose them as you want, but this is going to be quite the process. So I am just going to show you the final product. And here is all the foliage installed. It took a bit of time, probably like a half hour to get it all in there. I was able to follow the instructions fairly easily, but it's just all the primping and stuff that you have to do to get it to make it look real. And I still need to do more, but it's pretty close. And yeah, it's looking pretty rad. And here is the bloody dog tag that we're going to add to the base. You just set this guy down in the pile of blood, like so. Obviously you want the bloody side up. I'm just going to put them in there like that. Next up, we will add the 3 skulls to the top of the base. There is no magnet feature here, which I'm pretty disappointed in. They just kind of rest up there, and I don't like that, especially if you live in like an earthquake zone or anything like that. It makes me nervous about them falling off, or if you're just dusting or whatever. So I'll get these guys rested on top of the stone. And there they are in place. All right guys, I'm surprised that you made it this far. It is a pain in the butt to put together, especially all the foliage, but I feel like it's totally worth it in the end. Again, like I will leave you with like a few 360 views of some popular swap outs, but I will do a video for you guys in a few days of all the possible combinations with this guy in good lighting and 360 views. So sometime this weekend I'll get that out for you guys. My overall thoughts on this thing, I mean, so here's the deal. A lot of unnecessary stink was made when the original picks came out for this thing. People were complaining about the head being tilted too much and paint app and quills being too big and not sharp, crooked forehead stencils and all this other nonsense. But the bottom line is this thing is awesome. I'm blown away with it. I'm perfectly happy with it. I have no need for the 1/3 scale that they have coming out. Plus, I have the Victim coming along with this guy, which should be here in about 6 or 8 weeks, somewhere around there. And I'm planning, obviously, on pairing the Victim with him, and it's going to make a badass display. And the 1/3 just doesn't have that. It's just the single Predator. It's listed as 1/4 scale, but it is larger than 1/4 scale. It's not quite 1/3 scale, but it is somewhere in between. But it has very nice presence. Again, I just absolutely, I love it. And with everything that you get with this, yes, it's a lot of money, but statues are nowadays. And with everything that you get as far as the forehead sculpts and the stands and all the swap outs for the left hand, everything that you get, and the awesome base and all the details in that and all the foliage, I completely think that this thing is worth the price. And I feel like the value of this is just going to go up, especially with the 1/3 being $3,000. This is a nice middle ground for those Predator fans that don't want to spend $3K on a single statue, which I totally get. Now, my thoughts on the 1/3, I think it's great. I think it looks absolutely fabulous. I could have got that, but I chose not to. I feel like this does it for me. I'm perfectly happy with this. It has shortcomings. The classic biomask is not 100% accurate. It needs some tweaking, which isn't a big deal, but would be nice if it wasn't. If it didn't need that. The paint app is kind of flat as far as on the flesh. Could use some gloss on that. And as far as the gauntlet, I would like to have seen them black out the back of that a little bit better so that the red LEDs don't shine through as much, but that's not a big deal to fix either. As always, I would love y'all's opinion on this. Just curious what you guys think. I think it's awesome, especially in person. Originally, like, I was kind of on the fence. I liked it, but I don't know if I was in love with it. But having it in hand, I think it's just a fabulous piece. I think it's outstanding, and I'm super stoked about it. And I plan on doing a little tweaking here and there to make it better. And I think once I pair this thing with the Victim, it is going to be super, super badass. I would love to hear what you guys think, whether you're on board or not. Curious, always curious to see what you guys think, and hopefully you guys are Predator fans in the first place. I remember seeing the OG movie in the theater with friends, and man, we were just blown away. Like, it was just so cool, and it's still a favorite movie of mine today. And also love the Alien franchise, so you know, I'm a fan of both, and I actually like some of the AVP movies because they kind of, as far as a fan of both, I like to see the mix between the two and see them fight each other. To me, it's kind of cool. I know the movies didn't do too well. My opinion, I still like it. And I have the Sideshow Predator Alien, which I think is a great statue and a great design. Not great movie, but still like the design. Anyway, like I said, I will leave you guys right now with just a few 360 swap out shots, and then a couple studio pictures. And then here in about 3 or 4 days, I will do a video of just all of the possible combinations of swap outs for this guy under like pretty good lighting. This is like kind of brighter lighting so that you guys can see all the detail in it, but I'll do some more studio lighting on it. As always, feel free to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications for new videos. And until next time, I will see you guys later.